I am making a chronomaly deck profile. This has been one of my favorite decks since I first saw or started watching Yuki's Excel. And I'm just happy that I got more support in Dawn of Majesty. So I'm actually pretty excited to actually uh, show off my chronomaly deck profile. I don't know how good it is because I haven't tested it yet. So this currently is just like a testing thing because why not? So starting off with monsters, I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Gordian Knot. Gordian Knot says that when it's normal summoned, you can search on a Chronomaly monster from your hand, and then Gordian Knot's level changes to match that monster's level. Then I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Crystal Skull. Chronomaly Crystal Skull has the effect of if you control a face-up Chronomaly monster, you can discard to add 1 Chronomaly monster from your deck to your hand other than Crystal Skull. Then I play 3 copies of Crystal Bones. Crystal Bones says if you control no monsters, you can special summon it. And if it was special summoned, you can special summon a Chronomaly monster from your grave. Then I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Tuspa Rocket. I don't really know exactly what Tuspa Rocket does because I've never actually summoned it, but Tuspa Rocket has the effect of when it's normal or special summoned, you can send 1 Chronomaly monster from your deck or extract to the graveyard to then make a monster on the field lose attack equal to the level or rank of that monster times 200. And then if a number exceeds monster that is special summoned using this monster's material, gains the following effect of it gets 2 attacks during each battle phase. You can use each effect of Tuspa Rocket once per turn. So Tuspa Rocket works really great with one of the Chronomaly monsters in the extra deck. Then I play 2 copies of Chronomaly Golden Jet. Golden Jet just has the effect to increase level all Chronomalies on your field by 1. And it and the next one are light machines, so there's that play. And then I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Megaloglobe. Megaloglobe has the effect of you contribute it, this person on a Chronomaly monster in your deck other than another copy of itself. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish a Chronomaly monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can use each effect once per turn. Then I play 2 copies of Chronomaly Aztec Mask Golem. Mask Golem has the effect if you activate a Chronomaly spell or trap that turn, it's a free summon. Then I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Nebra Disc. Chronomaly Nebra Disc has the effect of when it's normal summon, you can add a Chronomaly card from your deck to your hand other than another disc. If this card is in your graveyard and all monsters you control are Chronomaly monsters with a minimum of 1, you special summon it from your graveyard in defense position. You can activate cards or effects during the turn you activate this effect except Chronomaly cards and effects. You can only activate 1 Nebra Disc per turn and only once that turn. So Nebra Disc is similar to Thunder Dragons where you can activate 1 or the other effect per turn. Then I play 2 copies of Chronomaly Akumbaro figures. It has the effect of even if a Chronomaly monster be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can send this card from your hand to the grave instead. I can't remember its other one, I just remember it summons itself. If this card's in your graveyard, you can pay 1,000 special summon it by returning to the hand during the end phase. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except Chronomaly monsters. Then I play the 1 copy of Chronomaly Tula Guardian. Chronomaly Tula Guardian has the effect of it's a free summon while there's a field spell in play. Then I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Moai. Chronomaly Moai is a free summon while you control a Chronomaly, including another Moai. Then I play 2 copies of Chronomaly Soul Monolith. Soul Monolith just lets you change the level of a Chronomaly you control to 6. However, when you use this effect, you cannot special summon monsters except... you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except Chronomaly. That's it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells, I play the 1 copy of Terraforming, Monster Reborn, 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Barion's Force, and 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Numeron Force. Rank Up Magic Variance Force just lets you target an XZ monster you control and special summon another XZ monster from your extra deck that's 1 rank higher, or a Chaos XZ's, or a Chaos number that is 1 rank higher. Then Rank Up Magic Numeron Force does the exact same thing, except only for number cards. And its other effect also makes it so that it negates the effects of all other cards in play other than the monster you just summoned. Then I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Technology. This lets you target a Chronomaly card in your graveyard, banish it, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and then add 1 of them to your hand and send the other to the grave. And you can only activate 1 Chronomaly Technology per turn, and it locks you into Chronomalies for the rest of the turn. Then I play 3 copies of Chronomaly Temple Trilathon. Trilathon has the effect of if you control monsters, or all monsters you control are Chronomaly monsters, you can pay 500 life points to immediately after the effect resolves, normal summon a Chronomaly monster. So this helps with making more monsters. And then also has the effect of if a number or Chronomaly XZ's monster be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card to the grave instead. So it not only is it an extender, it's also a protection. You can only use each effect once per turn. Then I play 3 copies of Chronomaly City Babylon. Chronomaly City Babylon has the effect you can banish a Chronomaly monster from your graveyard to then summon another Chronomaly monster from your grave that has the same level. You can only use this effect once per turn. I just like it because it's an extender. And that is it for the spells. Moving on to the traps, I only play 2. Chronomaly Esperanza Glyph. Esperanza Glyph has the effect of, during the main phase, target an XZ monster you control, or in your graveyard, special summon 2 Chronomaly monsters that are 1 level higher than that monster's rank. From your hand, deck, or graveyard, their effects are negated, and then you immediately use XZ summon using those 2 monsters you control. So I like this because I can use it to summon 2 Soul Monolith, or target a rank 4, summon 2 level 5s. It's just a cute little extender for when you need it. Moving on to the extra deck. The extra deck is where most of my tweaking will have to be, but for now, I'm just playing it the way I always did, while adding in a couple other cards. I play 1 copy of number 17 Leviathan Dragon, just because why not? And 1 copy of Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut for rank 3s. Chrononaut has the effect of once per turn when Chrononaut is targeted for an attack, you can use 1 material so that it can't be destroyed in battle, and your opponent would take any battle damage you would take instead. And then I think it also destroys the other monster. Okay, no. It uses a material so it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and then your opponent takes any battle damage you would take instead. I might need to read some of these cards because some of them I haven't read in quite some time, so I don't exactly remember what they do. Then I play 1 copy of number 36, Chronomaly Chateau Hoyuk. Hoyuk has the effect of once per turn during either player's turn you use 1 material. Target 1 monster your opponent controls, change attack to 0 to the end of the turn. You contribute 1 Chronomaly monster, then target 1 monster your opponent controls, whose current attack is different from its original attack, destroy that target. So this works great with one of the rank 5s that I play 2 of in this deck. However, one of my friends is borrowing one, so I'll probably end up taking out either number 19 or 17 for the second copy. I'm also playing 1 copy of number 41, Baguska, the Terribly Tired Tapir. And Baguska in this deck is funny just because I realize I'm entirely wrong about Chronomaly Trilathon. So this card I was wrong. It does not protect things from being destroyed. This card has the effect of being able, if a number activate blah. If a chronomaly or number exceeds what activate effect by detaching materials, you can send this card to the graveyard instead of one of those. So this actually is an extender for Baguska, which I find hilarious. But Baguska has two effects depending on which battle position it's in. Most of the time it's defense, whereas defense is, while it's in defense position, switch the attack modes of all other monsters on the field to defense, and while they're in defense, their effects are negated, except for Baguska. And Baguska's attack position effect is it cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot target. So while it's in attack position, it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. But its defense is it's better because it stalls for time. And by using Trillathon, you can stall for even more time. Then I play one copy of number 5, Doom Chimera Dragon. Doom Chimera Dragon gains 1,000 attack for each material it has. And while it has material, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. And at the end of the battle phase, if it battled, you can activate one effect where you target a monster in your grave or target a card in your opponent's grave and place it on top of their deck. When you target a card in your opponent's grave, you put it on top of their deck, or you target a monster in your grave and attach it to it as material. I also play one copy of number 19, Freezodon. Freezodon just says you would activate an Xyz monster's effect. You can use materials from Freezodon instead. So Freezodon just exists for more materials, so I'll probably take Freezodon out for the second copy of a number that should be my extra deck, but one of my friends is borrowing. Then I play one copy of the newly released Chronomaly Vimana. Vimana is another one I want to play 2 of, and I'll probably end up replacing number 17 with it. But Vimana has the effect of, again, I don't remember it because it's new and I just got it 2 days ago. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target one face-up monster in the field and an Xyz or Chronomaly monster in your graveyard. The monster on the field gains half the attack of that monster in the graveyard until the end of this turn. Then attach that monster from the graveyard to this card's material. Once per turn, your opponent activates a monster effect. You can use 2 materials from this card to negate the activation. So it's a negation that can also make things bigger, which, from what I can tell, this deck seems to be an OTK deck. And the number that there should be 2 of is 2 copies of number 33, Chronomaly Machu Mech. But one of my friends is borrowing it at the moment, so I'm only playing the one. The Machu Mech has the effect of you can use one material, target a monster on the field that has attack different from its original. You then deal damage to your opponent equal to the difference in its original and current attack points. And then Machu Mech then gains attack points equal to the damage dealt until the end of the turn. There are OTKs that exist with Machu Mech that I actually want to try, where it involves a Kaiju, Machu Mech, and then either Mini Guts or Dark World Shackles, which I currently have on the way, but once I have the OTK version of this deck together, I'll also post that one. But pretty much what that does is you give your opponent a 3,300 attack Kaiju. You then either change its attack to 100 or 0 with Mini Guts or Dark World Shackles. Shackles just equipping and changing the monster's attack to 100. Mini Guts, you send a monster from your hand to the grave to change the attack to 0. And then Machu Mech's effect deals 33 or 3,200 points of damage. Gains that much, putting it at 56 to 57. And then you attack for game. But if you would use Mini Guts, if you're in a tag duel, then your opponent would take an additional 3,300 points of damage. So Chronomaly can actually do a lot of damage when they want to. And Machu Mech is usually that card that does all the damage. Moving on, I play one copy of number 61, Volcasaurus. Volcasaurus can just use one material to then target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and deal damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. However, when you use this effect, Volcasaurus cannot attack directly. Then I play one copy of Chaos number 5, Chaos Chimera Dragon. Chaos Chimera Dragon has the effect of against 1,000 attack for each material it has. If it's attacked or at the end of the damage step, you can use one material from it to make your opponent so it can attack an opponent's monster again. At the end of the battle phase, you can pay half your life points to target 2 cards in any graveyard, place one of them on top of the deck, and attach the other to it as material. I just like Chaos Chimera Dragon just because sometimes you need to recycle your resources, and Chaos Chimera Dragon helps to do that. Then I play one copy of Cyber Dragon Nova so I can summon the Cyber Dragon Infinity, just for a generic negate. Then one of my favorite numbers that in this deck is 2 copies of number 6, Chronomaly Atlantis. Chronomaly Atlantis has the effect of when it's XE summoned, you can target one number in your monster in your grave, equip it to this card. This card gains attack equal to half the attack of the equipped monster. Once per turn, you can use one material from this card, send the equipped monster, or send the monster equipped by this effect to the graveyard, have your opponent's life points. You cannot conduct your battle phase turn you activate this effect. Chronomaly Atlantis just helps to... it's a good monster to make when you're going into time, because of how it halves your opponent's life points. But overall, I just like Atlantis because it can get really big for no apparent reason. But I also play it because I really like Chaos number 6, Chronomaly Chaos Atlantis. Chaos Atlantis has the effect of one. I believe it's once per turn. If you activate any of this card's effects, your opponent takes no damage for the rest of the turn. Once per turn, you target one monster your opponent controls, equip it to this card as an equip spell, whose effect makes this card gain 1,000 attack. If this card has number 6, Chronomaly Atlantis as material, it gains this effect. You can detach 3 materials from this card. Send all number monsters equipped to this card by this effect to the graveyard, minimum of 1. Make your opponent's life points 100. Chaos Atlantis is great when your opponent controls a monster, or if you activate something that gives control of a number to your opponent, because then you can change their life points to 100 in time. That's the main thing I don't like about this card, is that it works with time rules, and I hate that. But I just like playing all the Chaos or the Chronomaly cards, even if they're bad, at least in the extra deck. But overall, the best monster in the extra deck for Chronomaly is Machu Mech and Vimana. So if you have any ideas of what you can do to improve the deck, any other deck profiles like see me make, or any games you want to see face each other, like Chronomaly versus Relinquished, or Chronomaly versus Odd Eyes, feel free to comment that below. Thanks for watching.